How to analyze a rental property, coming to you from Philip Coroneus. And this video on the screen, or this picture, sorry, is one of my favorites. We went to Interlaken or Interlaken, Switzerland. I'm not sure exactly how it's spelled, or said, but Interlaken, Switzerland, and there's blue waters. There's two lakes that are essentially interlocked or next to each other, and they're slightly different colors. One's more green and one's more blue. But Switzerland, if you get a chance to go out there, has, I would say, some of the most beautiful landscaping. I don't know how they do it. I mean, it looks like this is just manicured farms down here, but that's how, at least what I saw of the whole country is, from Zurich to where Interlaken is, and that's it's amazing. So, anyways, that's my little tidbit. But I wanted to break down a my second rental property. So I already did my first. That's another video. So my second rental property was a duplex my brother and I purchased, and it was back in 2014. I put it right here, April 2014, and it's done really well. The first my first rental property, the townhouse that I went through, it wasn't necessarily, it didn't cash flow very well. This one is awesome. I love it. I wish I would have bought 40 of these. So let's break it down. So it's a 2-bedroom 2-bath duplex. So that's 2-bedroom 2-bath on each side. So pretty nice, good, desirable. A lot of tenants want a 2-bedroom 2-bath. It was listed for $150,000. We offered 130. We settled on 140. We were happy to buy it for that. 25% down plus closing costs. We paid about 40,000. I could probably pull up the closing documents and see exactly what it was, but somewhere around 40,000. So $140,000 loan. Principal and interest payment, I used my mortgage calculator. Well, actually, I guess I could use my look at our loan, but was $768 a month. So principal, interest. And then the taxes and insurance here, I just kind of calculated. I don't know exactly what they are, but as far as taxes and insurance. And then again, we got to, there's no HOA. So we didn't have to worry about that. That was good. And then with a duplex, there's a duplex, triplex, fourplex, a lot of multi-units, apartments, 10, 20, 100. A lot of times the water is only on 1 meter. So it's up to the owner to pay that or to somehow charge it back to the tenants. So what we do is we just have the tenants pay one amount, and then that includes the water. There's something called sub-metering that I'm learning about, that you can actually get the exact amount of water that tenant used and charge them that exact amount. That's a cool technique that I haven't used yet, but we actually are looking to possibly do that on a 20 unit that we own. That'd be cool. So, but either way, the average water, getting a text message, the average water bill is around $60 a month, maybe sometimes more, sometimes less, but not too much. And then estimated repairs, like I've done for the others, somewhere maybe $50 a month. This one I figured, since it's a duplex, and it was I think it's around year 2000. I estimated repairs at $75 a month, and that includes some savings, because then there's going to be a roof at some point, or the HVAC. Actually, we haven't had to replace the HVACs yet, so that's coming at some point. But $75 a month, so total estimated costs of $903. So when we bought it, the rents were, the cool thing about a multi-unit or duplex, or that there could already be tenants in place. So in this case, there already were. So over here, one tenant was paying $650, the other was paying $700. I don't know exactly why it was different. Probably because this guy that was paying the $700 was a pain in the butt, so he had to pay more. But so $1,350, which it's actually true. Anyways, $1,350 was the estimated income, right? And then you got to account for vacancy. I think I did a 5% vacancy. Yep. And up here I put 95%. So 5% vacancy. And then what I did is I took the 1282 and subtracted the 903 to get the 380, and then multiplied that by 12 over here. Following me, hopefully, 4,554, and then took that number and divided by the 40,000 that we put into it. And that equals our 11.39%. And I'm going to take a break because my daughter is walking into the room. I was over here. 11.39% was my estimated return. That was going in using their numbers. And as you can see, my daughter has joined me. She's sitting on my lap. She just woke up from a nap. But 11.39% return, cash flow return, I think that's pretty good. There was also potential. I believe I remember at the time, we thought that rents could go up to probably $750. So that would be a little bit higher income, a little bit higher annual return. About a 15.66% was estimated. Hey, there's potential for growth here. So that's why we like this property. And that's just cash flow return. I just realized that I didn't actually look at the debt pay down on this. But I can do that a little bit here. So the debt pay down in year one was going to be somewhere around $125 a month. And then now that we're in like year 4, it's about $150 a month. So that adds, let's see, 125 times 12 would be another $1,500 as far as our return. And then divide that by the 40,000 that we put into it. So that's another 3.75% return. So kind of add those two together and we're at right around 20%. That doesn't account for any appreciation, which we've had. But that's how I analyzed it going into it. And we were like, hey, this is a good property. Let's buy it. And like I said, it's been a great property. So currently, we're fast forward almost 6 years. The current rents, one tenant's at $825. She's the one that actually was paying the $650 in the beginning. So we've just increased it by $25 to $50 a month, just a little bit. The other guy, sadly, we had to evict him. We actually gave him a 30-day notice, and then he ended up, for some reason, I guess maybe he hit hard times or whatever, he decided he didn't want to pay right then. So we ended up evicting him because he held over and didn't leave after the 30 days anyway. So either way, it's not fun doing that, but it was something we had to do. But then even with that, we were able to get, I think his rent was at around $850 or something. We re-rented it for $990. So the current tenant's in there for $990. Oh yeah, one thing also with this property is, with any multi-unit, is you got to think about lawn landscaping. So one reason that this tenant is at $825 is because she takes care of the landscaping. And I don't know, let's say that was $100 or $150 a month to take care of landscaping for a couple of the months of the year. But for me not to have to worry about it there's a lot of value in that. For me not to have to worry about, did the lawn guy go, or did they skip out, or finding a new one, or either way. So currently $825, $990. So this year or last year rent was around $815 minus the expenses. Our annual return is somewhere around $10,000. So from what we thought it would be about $5,000 to over $10,000, almost $11,000. And that's like real. These are real numbers. I could pull up my the numbers from last year, and this is where this 825 was 775. So last year was a slightly lower, but still over $10,000, which is, like I said, 27% return, cash flow return. That's pretty awesome. I know a lot of people think the stock market's awesome, but 27% we've literally made from anywhere from 10 to 27% over the last 5 years. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think the stock market did that. I don't think many other investments do that, but pretty cool. Here's another thing. Next step that I think is awesome about this. One thing that my brother and I probably should do is, so now I told you it's worth about $200,000. Well, we could refinance. So so if we refinance, let's say a value of 200,000, we could get a $150,000 loan. And so what that would be, so our current loan is at 91,000. So we'd get $58,000, almost $59,000 back after getting a new loan. So there'd be some closing costs. So yeah, let's say this is 56,000. But either way, we put in 40, including closing costs. So if we refinanced and got back 56, 57, how awesome is that? We literally would get all of our money back, and then we'd still get returns. I'll take a couple steps back. So I took the new principal and interest on a $150,000 loan, 782, plus I took these amounts because those are the same, and would be total expenses of $1,100. Our new cash flow would be $8,400. So it's just infinite. So it's $8,400 plus we'd have 50 something $1,000 to go invest. How awesome. I just imagine if we got, let's say $5,600, 10% on this money, then our total cash flow for the both investments would be over 14,000. So we could go, I don't know what I did. We could go from 10 or 11,000 to, by refinancing, taking our money out of it and getting a couple $1,000s more every year. So it's just, there's many options to do. That might have actually complicated things. I'm trying to make real estate simple, and that might have gotten a little crazy. But if you have questions, I'd love to add to it, or get on a call or email or whatever, and kind of talk you through that, but how that works. And but yeah, it's just, hey, what's the purchase price? How much did we put down? Expenses, and subtract them from the potential rent or the current rent in this case, and get your return on investment. Pretty awesome, guys.